There we go. Helps if I turn my headset on. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good one. I am having an okay one. Sorry I'm a little late. I have therapy on Thursdays that lead right up to stream, and I just lost track of time and didn't get myself ready. But here we are. Playing Control again. No more goofy Fortnite antics. I bet this thing says I'm playing Fortnite too, doesn't it? I don't think I fixed that. I'll fix it in post. Alright. How's everybody doing? It's Thursday. We've just about made it to the weekend. Just one more day to go after this. New Mario game comes out tomorrow. That is very exciting. I'm very excited for Mario Wonder. There on the Switch. Won't be streaming that. That's a game for me and my husband. But if you're playing it, I hope you enjoy it. I'll certainly be giving my impressions. That's the mold. We don't go in there. Just won't be streaming it. But yeah, so for now... Oh, also, we are 1 week away from Alan Wake 2. If I'm at this point in Control, should definitely be able to finish it and at least get the DLC done. Will I be able to get everything else that I wanted covered? Maybe. I do still have a few days. Should be able to cover that.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Nah, there wouldn't be a control panel. What are you talking about? I know what that flashing light means. Sterling AWE. Flashing light means we're not going back downstairs. If we can help it. Okay, great. Got no way that's all there.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks.
We're working on it,
Maybe
Jesse.
there's a control panel nearby.
Hey, Jesse, maybe it's near the astral spike. Why don't you go have a check? Sweet loots. That was a dead end, but there is a stairwell. Oh god, there's gonna be mold monsters, aren't there? Please hit the mold. There we go. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. I do love these Misery Dick correspondences. Normally not a fan of the Misery Dick game, but, you know, it's a little something special when it's tiny human teeth being shipped in a box. Terrible and relatable. Zoom for Pierce. Aiming. That's what I have, so yeah. Ammo efficiency, do not have. Right? Right? What?
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
I might be asking, Why do we have to rotate this giant thing? Well, I don't remember. But there's an astral spike that's going to kill me in about 2 seconds. Let's worry about that first. There we go. Yeah, do it to open the door. Incidentally, that was the answer. Got a staircase over here? It's to nothing in particular. Okay. I'm just underneath the route instead of over. Whoa! Oh, I hate these things. Oh, they hurt so bad. Is it? It's somewhere. Get it? I don't feel like we got it, but alright, I'll take it. Apparently just a nice little room for it to hide in, huh? That's cute. I can whip all the individual handles off these pipes. There we go. Oh, down here. Stuff. Oh, you know what I should probably do is get my chat up so I can interact with you guys. Does that sound like fun? That sounds like something I can do. Chat. Stuff. Hey, just follow me on Twitter. Hope I follow back. I'll definitely take a look, Charlie. Thank you. Also, hello. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I always forget about those weird... I call them Reapers. They remind me of the Reaper monsters from Eternal Darkness. I forget what they're actually called. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Someone asked me, I think last stream or the stream before, if this was a Metroidvania. If me punching that wall down to get to a secret item isn't the Metroidvania thing to do, then I don't know what you think Metroidvanias are. Edit, okay. There. A giant drone? That's like a plane. Okay. Not sure why they felt the need to hide that, but here we are. This is plane. I don't recognize this kind of plane. Hello, Kristen. I think you do know them. Also, hi, how you doing? Just working. Where do you work these days? I don't believe I remember, which is my fault as a person. Start a new job. The instinct, huh? Okay. Well, cool. I hope it's alright. Oh, hi, buddy! Here you go, sit in the corner. Witness testimonies for the ordinary AWE. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. Dylan Fate. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. Jesse Fate. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom. Note, likely Tom Barlow, missing. And his gang, Freddy. Note, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo. No one by this name found in public records, bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Dylan Fate. Extrapolated information, unconformed existence of additional slide, designation, house. Startup, so it's a hot mess, and it's based on Israel, so devs getting... Ooh. Ow. Well, best of luck to you on all of that.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows. Thank you for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said, but that's bullshit.
Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show.
I'm sorry. It's just, my brother lived there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Hor Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now, I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
At James's job, they make them put their phones in lockers. Ugh. That's just gross. Wow. Good lord. What a dumb thing.
overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows.
Incidentally, I just looked up. Hor Verde is a real thing, so I'll be looking more at that later. Oh, I worked there. Wow, it's gotten that bad? That, good thing I left. Goddamn. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary caused by an object of power, slide projector, OOP-15. Discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. Event response. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived on site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. Total 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought for questioning and tests. See interviews and prime candidate program files blank.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power, with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Ominous.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable.
Ordinary, Stage 4, Town Proper Witness Testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids in town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. Dylan Fade. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse Fade. Therapy session. Jesse said we could call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. Extrapolated information. Additional slide designation hand is verified and in bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation Dog Neil.
Forces intruding upon our world in the form of altered. These forces gravitate toward archetypal.
Those guys hanging around.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
Mm-hmm. What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do you do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Maybe don't taunt the crazy psychic powers kid. Personal advice. Witness testimonies. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it, didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then, when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Jesse Vaden. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming out there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had gotten inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Extrapolated information, unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation meadow.
Let's see what they have on Ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
I can't believe they shrunk Ordinary into this little town-sized model. Curious as to why this house is marked red? Page 2. This must be the dump. Stage 1. Witness testimonies. Tom and the others had gotten worse, scarier. The math teacher, Mr. Chester, tried to make them listen, and they pushed a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Mrs. Chester. I always liked her. I liked math. Dylan Faden. That was the tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came to literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the not mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, about everything. I remember wanting them gone, like Tom had said. But when we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Jesse Faden. Extrapolated information. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed. The result from side project-related AWE. The Not Mother. The Not the Mama. Yes, that was a reference to ABC's television show Dinosaurs. Tree! Trees! Ooh, grenade.
Slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
Well, that
They
happened
say
in
when you
2000.
visit your childhood home, everything feels small. Like a miniature, not real. They got that right.
So the person we know that made the blog about Ordinary lived there in 2010, so that was after all of this had gone
You
down.
mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few
He's a
times
terrible
that you feel
psychiatrist,
like
by the way.
there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan. Jesse. No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Jesse escaped from the loony bin. Or, you know, jail. Ordinary. AWE details. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden, see interviews blank blank for relevant info, and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. For example, Dylan claims there were 8 slides for the projector. Jesse mentions 9 slides. The Bureau found one intact slide, designation 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Notes Dr. Darlin has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. It's a good-looking game.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Federal Bureau of Control notice. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the blank department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used for the slide projectors, found in that area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. Wolf Globe Supplement. This item was found in the penthouse suite at blank Toronto belonging to David Wolf, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including blank, blank, and this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. Supplemental materials. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept the Toronto High Society up at night this past week. Police say it's been being looked into. Some nut job radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati, but it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire to some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. So that introduces a concept that I am very excited to hopefully see a lot more of in whatever sequels Control produces. The idea of there being essentially supervillains that work with paranatural items. Black market dealers for altered world items, stuff like that. I'd like to see a lot of that explored. That shit is my bag, baby. Ah yes, this game's relatively ungood checkpointing. That jump up bad.
You mentioned a poem last time
right.
we talked. I thought
So here we go.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Have fun in your meeting. We should check that lab, she said, before checking that lab. Can you also, put the Discord channel link in there for me, babe? I said Discord, YouTube. Same thing, just exclamation YouTube. of the things I don't like about this game is those random pop-up missions. It's like, go to executive sector. Bitch, I am knee-deep in this thing. There is not... No. I'm busy. Why would I? I have goals in mind right now. What reason would I just up and leave? Thank you, baby. Right across the mobile lab. Right by.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
The face of the enemy. And now for finished tango. A new mission, a dark place.
Dylan's a lost cause. I know I struggled to see this, but we've contained him now. I wish I had sided with Marshall. Back when it's just one person. So many dead. I thought his youth was an asset. Just too much too soon. Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to...
Yeah, stuff gets a little messed up in this. Also, Dylan is a villain. Hotline, the board wants to say hi. You have heard wrong. Fake news. The board is A-OK, intact. The rebel faction dissent is former fired. The crisis purge is over. This is not a matter worry for you. You can hang up now, please. Well, if the board says there's nothing to worry about in regards to the giant freaky astral alien life form that tried to murder me, I guess we're okay. I was 9 or something when I found my dad's Old Gods album. I became a huge fan instantly. Jesse Faden. Album Rebirth. Greatest hits. A dark place? Okay. Investigate the sector elevator. Finish Tango, search for the slide projector. Audience, investigate the X-ray light box. A lot of quests to do. I don't think I can get to the Sterling AEW yet. Yeah, if there's a way to open that up, I don't remember. That's gonna blow right the fuck up on me. Oh, at least the hiss and the astral spikes don't get along. That's good news. Yeah, eat them! Let me help you with those shields. Okay, astral spikes being too slow. I had to open this by rotating the thing, so if I rotated it again, is not a button that I have an option for. So I don't know how I'm supposed to get in there. Is that a picture of a doorway? This fucking game. Oh, that was an explosive. Why was something explosive in here? It's just a dick move. But also that didn't lead me, so that wasn't very helpful in any capacity. Materials, do the kill, and fly back up. If there's a way over there, I don't remember it at all. Oh, the ground slam. Look, launch damage. Let's travel to... You know what, there was that timed mission over there. Let's see what that's about. Executive incursion, charge maneuvers. Using charge, kill... Okay. I have two things I can do up there. Have charge. So... Constructs... Not yet. Charge. I need another corrupted sand. Oh. Mail room. These are great ways to get materials for things like those upgrades, so it's a good time to swing by and knock one of these out every now and again. Still don't terribly favor the existence of these random quests, but whatever. They're here. I can use them. And I have to use them. Oh, hey, I finally missed earlier. Tea time! Hey, Malcolm. Yes, tea time is at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about the Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting about the office. Trench is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. Wouldn't happen to have heard anything about that, would you? See you Sunday.
Show your cover!
Patient. Ah, one of those things. Buddy. Hit a bitch with another bitch. Good? I think we're good. That's a lot of murder. More murder just lying all around. Alright. Alright, Chief. Really need his hijack ability. Or where that comes from, though. Husband, do you remember where the hijack ability comes from, by any chance? Go kill a thing in the mailroom. I am all the way out of the Foundation. Yeah, exactly. Hey, there's something in the mailroom. Like, great! I'm literally in another dimension right now. I'll call you when I get back. Well, that's not gonna get me through there. Up here. And I got a card. This room used to be locked. What's in here? Old. Gross. Terrible idea. A terrible idea that was. You do not? Yeah, I don't either. Oh, you wish wish those events would pop up around you. Yeah, can it at least be in the sector that I'm in, at least? I mean, even then, I still don't want it, and probably wouldn't do it most of the time, because I'd just be backtracking, but just to be in the room I'm in. For energy. Not enough. Complete. Shatters and containment. Should have been using that. Maintenance has some His Troopers. Good for maintenance. Dimensional research. Couldn't remember how to get that map done. Let's see. There we go, research. It's time. I think it's time. Ooh, luck and probability. Can I get in this other room? I can. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, luck and probability. Here we go. What's the combination? The secret's actually in this room, so let's go find a file. Here we go. Standing on the line is bad, standing outside the line is good. Let's see. Lucky item manifest. Bronze koi fish. China attracts abundance and wealth. Feng Shui. Horseshoe, Ireland, wards off evil. Orientation important. Heels up allows luck to be kept, heels down, luck flows outward. Maneki Nico, Japan. Beckoning cat used in shops, paw held up to beckon customers, creating luck for the business owner. Four-leaf clover, Ireland. Shamrock, rare plant variation. Connections to druidic healing rituals. Elephant, China. Protection, good luck, wisdom, feng shui. Light bulb, various. Documented gambling rituals indicate luck is produced when all lights in a room are turned on. Note, effects of items to be tested. Consider investigating the orientation of horseshoe. Also consider positioning of feng shui objects. Proximity of luck items may influence luck readings. For more information on ritual use, see lucky actions to perform and avoid, and relevance to OCD behavior. Alright, so we need a four-leaf clover, light bulbs on a fish less than 2 feet. Horseshoe really needs to be up. So let's see here. Oh, it's an nerf. Light on. Light on. Light on. Light on. That's all the lights. Sucker. A horseshoe up. A four-leaf clover. Have a fish. The cat is now beckoning. Carry the fish with me. Is there a way to just set things down nicely, Jesse? Gotta, like, whip everything around like that? Oh, even better. Unlucky number 7. Spinning it and getting out. Oh, place the lucky clover. Astral Blip and Golden Suit unlocked. Can't believe I figured that out. Synchronicity Lab. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I know I said it was time, but now it's time for this. Oh, they're trying to recreate a Lakeview hotel room. Interesting. All that being a thing they did. And here's a room full of a bunch of broken dummies. Ever creepy. Here's a room full of not yet broken dummies. Examination of paranatural topics, experimentation with global synchronicity. As a test, television sets were placed in a variety of locations around the world inside rooms identically decorated. The hypothesis was that by identically altering the decor of every room and then changing the channel to in every room but one, that the single differing television would spontaneously align the incoming frequency to match its synchronized counterparts. This experiment seemed like a failure until it was observed that the agents responsible for arranging and monitoring these rooms were all experiencing the same emotional turmoil as one clinically depressed member of the team, himself being located in the eastern part of blank. Psychological examination of the agents proved the correlation. Interestingly, the phenomenon of synchronicity did occur, but not in the way we predicted. A room full of televisions, kind of like that one we saw earlier, except it had a dude in the middle and he was bright red and screaming. Yay! That over here. Bunch of clickers. Get over.
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Myself a little control point. Mirror altered item. The proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is this space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess the physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. What purpose might they use it for? Can they walk through into our world? What are their motives? Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish if this behavior is
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. The longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
weird. Mirror containment. A160, the mirror, does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It is unknown why the mirror does this, if there is any blank when it's something that we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as a warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specifically designed black rock panels have been installed to prevent access from our side of the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. Yeah, crap. I was afraid of that, because I don't remember what the specificity is. Down.
Looks like there's a mirror in there.
No. Oh, no, that's closest to the front. Is the one that's down.
What do these shutters do?
Anna, Jesse, please don't.
The shutters in the image look different.
That's the one closest to the door.
What a weird way to lock something up.
Let's go check out the mirror that we don't reflect in.
Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
Textures in writing are mirrored. Oh. Shoot, I didn't see what this was to open. Heck.
What? I can't understand you. You need to listen. I saw something in there. There is something inside. You need to lock down the mirror. Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you? There's something in that fucking mirror.
Love it. Oh, I can't climb over. Right. How am I gonna remember? Open this stupid thing. let's assume that's the pattern then. So... appears to be the pattern. I don't think it is that one. That was it? Oh wait, hand. It's backwards. Yeah, I am unsure what to do there. Whatever, it's just one item. Also, yeah, you remember this fight, don't you? Fair forewarned, this is one of the most aggravating fights in this game. I know how to cheese it, so hopefully that'll work still.
Did you
but,
see that? Someone's in there.
Hurry, Nano, monsieur. Whoa.
Men ei visst hurry.
Wish I knew what she was saying. All those mannequins were murdered. Get back into the ritual division. For some reason it's locked on the mirror side.
That's not good.
It's fine. It's just me standing in an ominous room with red glowing television. I don't see what's wrong with that. And now reflected me has broken free. It's a sage. Why don't I get a rocket launcher?
Pale imitation.
Jesse, please do not.
Another one?
I feel like this fight in my first playthrough, and kind of even to this day, this was the fight that made me go, oh, I have to pay attention to how to play this game. Okay, what is the symbol over here? There it is. Right, bottom, half up top. Oh, the Hiss have the mirror. That's why it's so fucky. Okay, let's assume that this is also mirrored. There we go. Ooh, launch efficiency. Stupid eyes, I can't read that number, but I'm pretty sure those are both 18. Yep. If anything, this other one's 16, so, yeah. Health recovery. Energy cost. Okay. Well, nothing fancy or new here. Just down. Reload speed. See, versus damage, so let's take a better zoom. All right. Oh, she has a service weapon. That's why she has a rocket launcher.
Nothing but a pale imitation. Another one?
She has shield. If she was the real Jessie, she'd know that's a terrible move. soak up some health. Yeah, that's what's floating.
That better be all of them. That explains why they locked this mirror up.
Altered manifestations may occur. Defeat a sage. Easy.
I wonder what the Bureau was doing with this thing.
Keeping it safe. This one and the mold boss. Yeah, I remember the anchor made me extremely angry, but I also remember that that's because I was trying to fight it before I should have been
It's cleansed now.
able to
This is
even
gone.
reach where it was.
Dealt with.
Which at some point was probably my fault for trying, but I did beat it. Multi-launch. Up for that. How much is that? 8. You know what? We can come back to multi-launch. I would like some more levitation. And apparently that is it for now. Can up my shield damage. Can I make... No. Still cannot make the charge. But I can upgrade my grip. Non-standard issue. So now... slot. Or ammo conservation. Containment procedure should be kept in a sealed chamber with minimal external visibility. A hanging mirror, oval in shape, the frame is made of ornately wrought brass. The item does not reflect its surroundings accurately. The item's effect is complex. Most notably is the fact that the glass transports individuals to a paranatural space when touched in the space... when touched. In this space, an imperfect reflection of our reality. Some objects inside the reflection are simple mirror images, some are blank, while some do not appear at all. The reflection only contains areas with a blank distance, the item itself. Relocating the item has proven that the reflection changes depending on its surroundings. Agents have been sent to explore the reflection. Blank has been observed in the test subjects sent inside, believed to be psychosomatic. Prolonged exposure to the reflection is not advisable. Mirror debrief and fear That was a good bit. I really enjoyed this. The anchor didn't get me, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact is, I shouldn't have been able to even reach the anchor without the glide, without this, and this is like a primary mechanic of that fight. I had just somehow managed to find a way to it reliably enough that I could keep trying to fight it, and that was a terrible idea. And now, outfit acquired. The asynchronous suit, which is personally my favorite outfit. Why did I come out here? Executive for just 2 seconds. I'll show it when I get to the anchor here in a little bit. Is the anchor the one that has the control? The hijack ability? I think so. Oh, hey, Rish.
I found this token. Any idea what it does?
Ah, that is a jukebox token. Little bastards turn up in the weirdest places, like bad pennies. The Rangers use them to activate an old object of power.
A jukebox, I assume. Does it have any good songs?
Nope, just the one record. Hey, be careful turning it on, though. When it's playing, you get a free trip to the formation.
The formation? That sounds ominous. Why does it send you there?
The Bureau has been wondering that for years. I mean, it's just a pile of rocks built by God knows who, but... Well, researchers have confirmed it's in the same threshold as the quarry. Well, no one's ever been able to map a physical route to the formation from maintenance.
So it's in the quarry. You just don't know where.
Pretty much. We only send in annual expeditions to the formation now. Checkups, Salvador calls them. This year's team went in the day the hiss arrived. Come to think of it, the song should have brought back hours ago.
I can go in and take a look.
I'd appreciate that. The jukebox is kept just past the security booth over there. Just put in the token and enjoy the ride.
If memory serves me correctly, the jukebox was a
What's the deal with
free
BlackRock?
update that just kind of got put in.
Don't get me started on BlackRock. You know, ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Look, making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still, at least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. You know, me and Salvador used to have after-work beers down there.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word, so...
Everyone thinks finding Darling will lead us to the answers. But if he's completely lost it, then what help could he be? You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her Rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Now, down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. Lab coats mine black rock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it? Do I even want to know?
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's pretty gross.
I didn't want to know.
Alright, don't drink the water. Got it.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry. She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry. I have to go.
Probably hunting astral
You're not the
spikes
only one
and
who's busy.
stabbing them and making cool armor out of them. Yeah, my candidate P7 sweater. Ah, the golden suit. I do love the gold suit. The asynchronous suit. So cool. I'm always torn between these two. No, let's do asynchronous for now. Word for that's bad. There we go. These are some good items. Executive incursion, Hiss Rangers, research incursion, there we go. Strategic target, Hiss Rangers, there we go. Right, check out my sick jacket. Alright. We're not doing the jukebox currently. It's a dark place. Is that the deal? One of the DLCs? That sounds like the AWE, right? Let's investigate the X-ray light box object of power. The hypnosis lab. It's also in research. Getting some power-ups here, so don't mind me. There we go. Yeah, this is what I wanted.
I see it.
Bunch of
Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
television set. Perhaps given the manifestation a belief that people are hypnotized by televisions. I gotta figure out. The code will be here. Oh, here we go. Anything on here that serves as a... ink blot tests. out somewhere? Oh, I see it. How is that? Oh, I have it backwards. Wait, no I don't. Oh, it's a thicker line on the outside. A Dark Place is the AWE DLC. Okay.
Please state your name for the record. Paul Warren, astronaut first class. And you are aware that exposure to the astral plane can result in death, disability, personal injury, corporeal untangling, cognitive collapse, loss of ego, and partial to full dementia?
Yeah. I am.
Partial
You
to full
acknowledge that
dimension.
your use of the astral conduit, aka the X-ray light box, is purely voluntary.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Your suit is good?
Yeah.
Okay, you're all set. Open the door for Mr. Warren, please.
Oh, well then it's perfectly safe. Here's we go. This is what I wanted. Golden copy NPC variation. Interesting. Even the enemies have board naming convention. My guy. My friend. We're also my friend. Good work playing, director. The X-ray now bound validated. How the fuck do I get out? There it is. Psychic occupation.
Their brains were
Oh.
fried when I took over the object.
That's unfortunate. I think this remains a piece of the oldest house that clearly goes somewhere, but you can't go to it. I feel like there's a couple of those, not many. New friend. Mine. Bye, friend. Extra Sensory lab? Remember anything being down this way? Dr. Yoshimi Takui, a Japanese citizen residing in Tokyo, has produced a series of guided imagery experience audio recordings that have gained notable popularity around the globe. Due to his unusually swift rise in fame, along with reports of vivid blank accompanying the use of his tapes, investigations sector staff were asked to look into Dr. Tokui's background. We found no past incident with an altered occurrence, nor any evidence of involvement with an altered organization. However, agents that attended a signing event reported blank when hearing Dr. Takui speak. It recommended that the research team obtain an audio recording of Dr. Takui's voice and perform any and all relevant analyses. Based on the findings, the investigation team sector will determine next steps regarding Dr. Tokui, as well as his eligibility for the Prime Candidate Program. Para-utilitarian. X-ray light box. Containment, no unique procedure. Description of para-utility. The object is a light box used to examine X-ray images. The image cannot be removed from the light box. The information on the image belongs to a patient named blank. The object allows para-utilitarians to forcefully seize an individual's blank. The seized individual becomes blank to the user. The effect lasts blank. Once released, the seized blank as a result of the psychic trauma. A janitor named Blank found the object at St. Anne's Hospital in Blank. Soon the building's occupants were blank by him. The Bureau dispatched an emergency response team to blank the perpetrator and blank the item. Fatalities numbered in the blank. For operations details, see case 26HQ, yada yada yada.
Please state.
Not yet. Astronaut. Which, by the way, very cool word. Finnish Tongo. Enemy within. Just return to the seal. Obtain the anchor. Oh, right. Duty. Oh God, fridge duty. Wait. Oh, speak with Langston. I was like, wait, we did that one. I was like, oh God, did we just leave him hanging? No, he died. He was eaten. Tarot cards. Have this conversation, security camera. Darling here, some of you were curious why I had these sensory deprivation tanks installed. I thought I'd shed some light on the subject. Maybe some of you have heard of Dr. Yoshimi Takui, the man behind the hugely popular guided imagery experience tapes. Apparently his tapes go beyond the normal meditative qualities of such things, but create genuine hallucinatory visions in some listeners, or as so the reports say. We brought these tanks in to test Dr. Takui's tapes for ourselves. Plus, there are many stress-relieving uses for the staff down the road. I think we could all benefit from a little time in a dark, enclosed space, don't you? No. If you have any more questions, feel free to stop by my office. You know where it is. Yet we can't seem to find it. Do anything in here? Find this random treasure chest, apparently. I don't think there's anything we can actually do in this room. Bit of a bummer. How it goes. Energy recovery speed. You know, I'll take a recovery. I'll take a recovery speed over cure numbers. Alright, let's see here. Mission stunts. Enemy within. Let us. Yeah, let's just go to dimensional research. Jeez, update. Yeah, did it. And fast travel. Central research. Hey, decent ghost, how's it going? That's the right. Oh. This one. Oh, he's right under me. Oh, well, apparently I probably should have kidnapped him. Seize him! Services are no longer required. Dr. Garland's office. Hello.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you... I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron Resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations. while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding.
He's kidding because it'll actually be terrible.
Always need to wear them.
Be horrible and full of pain.
And what's the deal with the Hedron Resonance?
Dear Doctor. Alright, well, I'm sure that note wasn't important. And can I sort by, like... I got them? No. Examination of paranatural topics, the astral plane and objects of power. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian psych archetypes and the collective subconscious would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the blank in the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Clickety-clack.
Despite what you may have heard,
utilization of paranatural elements, resonance, confidential. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Blank opened the door to a blank. I've called blank. The blank emits a force that is far beyond the forces we've previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in all altered phenomenon? AWEs, altered items, objects of power, do they share a common blank that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer the whole time? Refer to file blank for a full report.
HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no.
While you're wearing them.
Alternative perspective. Objects of power and their astral connections. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the blank, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on or little that I'm allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the blank, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes that these links are innate, a fact ingrained into every blank of objects, such as the hotline and the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the blank, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the blank? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of their role? Why do we assume that involvement by the blank is a natural fact and not something more blank? Sounds like someone is starting to suspect that the board maybe isn't all that trustworthy.
As a life preserver.
This is like a language. These mean something. And I feel like I know that someone's cracked it, but I don't know any much more past that.
Classified not water might pour in and
Yeah. Of carrying metal.
Possibly changing labyrinth. Can never pass through. Dimensional research. Every measure of security.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
Bro, contact the janitor if you need to get through.
Broken? How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ahti.
Well, time to go to maintenance. Ventilation? Yeah, it's closest thing to the janitor's office. I will believe. Ah, how's that already 3:18? Just started to have fun.
There's no Ahti. Where is he?
Now this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday humps.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday. Guess I'm about to find out.
What a mess. Talk to the plants. Among others. Clear the mold. Secret place. I don't think they planned on me coming up here. Well, what happened to these fire breaks? Let's meet down there. Just my innate curiosity is to still see if I can open every door. RE the furnace. Why aren't we allowed to burn outdated paperwork in it? Seems like a waste of perfectly good fire. Just trying to save you a few bucks and a lot of sweat. Usually people in suits appreciate that, right? What is the furnace even heating? And who's in charge of it anyway? It's always lit, but I never see anyone tending to it. And the noise it makes, isn't it a little, I don't know, off? I mean, I can't be the only one who hears the weird wheezing or whatever it is. Someone should take a look at that thing. Might be time for a replacement. Furnace complaint. Ati's cabin. No mere lumps and holiday humps. The sauna is warm, the beer is cold, and the kosu is in ice. I think that I can't zoom in on that.
Mold's gotten in here too? Alright. Let's get cleaning, she said, rocking around.
It's a very good line. Go fight other mold for me. Can I get my Pierce back? Because I feel like that's going to be a little more useful than this shotgun. Garbage little mods. That was a hit. those even come from? Oh, they must have fallen. What the mess? Eradicate the mole. Nope, don't think I can get up there. Little nudes. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, stuff is so gross. Oh yeah, I remember this doorway. When we first came down here. It's these last couple. Fairly obvious once you looked at them. I don't know, I was expecting that to, like, point them out or something for me. Kind of a silly idea to begin with. I was down there earlier in the game. There's one. Leaves just one more. Oh, is Nightbot not working? It's bizarre. And yes, Seize is so good. I absolutely would say it's a requirement for doing well in this game. I know the light switch, but it's going to take me somewhere I don't want to go. Really would like to just put an end to this whole mold situation before I leave. Top to bottom scanning. I cannot find any additional mold. Wait a second. Something under here? No. That seemed fairly likely. Some hiss being jerks down here. Alright, how about from down here? Can we see anything I might be missing? Vis-a-vis the mold. Aha!
That should slow it down.
Found it. Now for the light switch. 1, 2, 3. That's weird that there's some kind of delay there. Oh no. The clog is in here? Oh. I guess the clog's allowed to rent a room.
Yöstä alkaen tuuli tyhtyy. Hyvä näkymys. Seisäminen etelältä 6-10 metriä sekunnissa. Yöllä tuuli väliaikaisesti tyhtyy. Hyvä näkymys. Selkämeren pohjoisosa, merenkurkku ja perämeri suunnaltaan markkinoille. rannikkoasemilla. Kotka-rankki, 16 uutta kutua, näkyvyys yli 20 kilometriä. Kalpoida front 15, selkeä.
It is sound. Hey, mold's cleared out. Or, the gunk. The clog. That's what he calls it. Is it? Did I not find the key? What did I pick up?
Yli 20. Lyha 17, kaakko 4, selkeää, yli 20.
Wait, was it a janitor key? It was! Miami. And 1, 2, 3. Black Rock Quarry. Albany AWE. A response team was dispatched to a possible AWE in progress at blank Albany. At the scene, the team encountered and retrieved AI-63. Event response. The Bureau discovered numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse belonging to the Blank Corporation. Local law enforcement had discovered numerous bodies in various states of mutilation in the vicinity. This, along with the noises, were considered to be evidence of a werewolf, due to the fact that they only occurred on the last 3 full moons. Field Agent Blank accompanied a squad of ranger trainees to the site as a form of field training. The likelihood of a genuine AWE was considered low. Despite this evaluation, the team encountered a highly volatile altered item, which they successfully retrieved. Claiming the control point. The hell'd that come from? I just came up to see the beautiful Black Rock Quarry. Quarry. Ooh, a restricted area. My favorite. Cable car control. That hiss know this is a restricted area? And your friend. File. Albany Supplement. Upon arrival, the squad broke into a warehouse and discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. As they investigated the noise along with the south side of the building... blank along the south side of the building caused it to collapse inward. Wooden crates in accelerated physical blank from blank rendered field agents blank and 2 of the trainees unconscious. The others escaped the warehouse before it collapsed entirely. In the rubble, they found AI-63 at the origin of the blank, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the item until the moon set, at which point the altered effect ceased. They returned the item to the Bureau without further incident. No fatalities occurred. The collapse of the warehouse was not witnessed by civilians, and thus no reinforming by the Communications Department was required. A strange place. Big and empty except for massive pillars. All perfectly aligned. Stretching on as far as I can see.
There's something up ahead. Do you see it?
Kestänyt ruottalaisen veljekset kunnon löylyin. Samma på svenska! Hey, girl. For a Finn, holiday is holy.
Ati?
Did you miss me? Did you have peace in your song? Yes. No. Bark don't make a wound. You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Did that really just happen? Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh? The janitor always has the keys.
Energy. Yay. But before we go, there's this strange sculpture. It appears to be a tree growing out of several roots. 7, to be exact. And it seems to imply that this stone, all of these, are in fact roots, and that the oldest house is perhaps a tree that connects to different dimensions. Amen, Adi. Yeah. Addie's got it right, baby. This place is crazy big. I don't think there's anything in it, so I'm just running around like a lunatic. No real reason. Especially when something so big and important is just around the corner. What do you think, husband? Should we take a look at it now? Does seem like we're the only two in here, so maybe it'd be best to call it and do it later. Ah, but starting the show with a showstopper is... it's always tough. You'd agree to that? Yeah. Yeah. Holiday Memory Tree, Altered Item 14AE. Excerpt from Altered Speech of AI-14 by Dr. Theodore Ash. The results are incredible, but more so the speed of discovery of this allows us. AI-14 copies our speech, but after numerous tests, we've discovered that certain words are missing from its vocabulary. We began isolating these words, cross-referencing them with esoteric texts from the early days of the Bureau. We found that these words, when arranged in particular formations and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. We tested the specific string of words, a formula, if you will, on the other altered items kept in the examination hall. Varying physical responses were recorded with each one, with an 82% success rate. We've proven the words can tangibly affect these items. Specific applications must be explored, possibly for containment or identification purposes. This will drastically change our approach moving forward. And to think, there are still more words to be found. Promote more. Yeah, you're right. Makes the most sense. Hotline. You have seen the foundation base. The building, a tree. The house grew there, here, everywhere. We are there, everywhere. We have a socket door there. It is a direct link. Is it a charge weapon yet? It can. I can upgrade my Pierce. And apparently my charge. How lovely. Something else on Pierce here. Damage when aiming. Blast radius sounds like fun. spin has an exclusive accuracy bonus. We'll give it that one. Alright. Grip and charge. Get a mission to use charge maneuvers in executive sector. Let's go do that. Take some time to just knock out a couple of these little missions for some supplies. And we'll go ahead and call it stream, leading off on a very important cliffhanger. Fake planes. Dear New York Tribune, airplanes aren't real. I figured out how they do it. The windows are TV screens. The whole thing moves on big tracks like a roller coaster that moves through underground tunnels in the earth. Airports are more like train stations. They do this because the sky is full of monsters that they don't want us to know about. The planes we see in the sky are the monsters. The government made the earth trains look like the monsters so they could lie to us better. Don't contact me. Isn't that the plot of one of the Professor Laytons? Gotta watch for those flying ones. Those are the ones that always get me. Should I be using charge more often? I feel like I never liked charge, but suddenly I feel like I like charge. Not watching Threshold Kids. We're just not. I don't have the emotional bandwidth for Threshold Kids. Spooky under here. Here's a bunch of supplies. Baby, 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 yeah. Aha! I remembered how to get up here. Dear elected official, thanks to the recent smoking ban in my state, I am happy to inform you I will not be voting for you in the next election. God, fuck people that do anything like this. As everyone knows, smoking is being banned because the smoke is toxic to the aliens that the government sold our planet to in a secret deal. Okay, well, maybe. If humans keep smoking, the aliens won't be able to live on Earth. Our air would be poison to them. If you government traitors can't stop people from smoking, then you won't get your millions of dollars from the aliens. I have a website. People know what's going on. We're going to keep smoking no matter what. This is a national emergency. Politicians are handing the planet over to the alien overlords. We won't let you. We will resist. I will smoke forever. Signed, a proud smoker, rebel patriot. Smoker, rebel patriot. White kitchen. Dear gentlemen of the Society of Sciences, it has been some time since I sent my initial letter. I hope it is not the case that you have dismissed my claims outright. In that hope, I am writing to you to once more ask for your help in understanding the oddity that has befallen me in my home. I have recently begun renting a new apartment in the city. The space is nothing special, though for a time I found the isolation quite soothing. Recently, I've begun experiencing a strange occurrence. When I'm not in my kitchen, a tiny little thing with not much but a sink, I sometimes lose myself. My surroundings change. I find myself standing on strange dark stone. I stare out of at a colorless sky, as white as undisturbed snow, terrified of moving. Perhaps this is a brain issue? I think not, and it feels terribly real. This has been occurring for some months now, and I've become frightened of entering the kitchen. If it's not too much of an inconvenience, I would dearly appreciate a visit from one of your professionals to see what they make of it. I await your response with little expectation, but with great hope. Very truly yours, Lorraine Fitzgerald. Professor Layton in the case of the bird drones. Now I get a bureau alert. Busy. This elevator is full of letters. Pinstripe world. I'm a plaid suit in a pinstripe world. I'm a plaid suit in a pinstripe world. I'm a plaid suit in a pinstripe world, etc., 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 blank, etc., etc., etc. Curious what the redacted sentence said. My clock is shaped like a cat and its eyes move, and I think it's angry, but I keep apologizing and it won't stop. I said I'm sorry, 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 sorry. But it won't leave me alone and I don't know what it wants. I can't keep apologizing for, do you see? It now it told me everything is here and I need to be careful so they don't see me writing this letter. It wants me to stay with my eyes on its eyes and moving very fast, but I can't keep going, and I worry they will forget about me, so I need to write you about this because I can't keep going, but the cat, well, because of its eyes. Redacted. That just sounds like a cat. I'm a dog person, so I don't know what to tell you. Hey, you have questions and the prophets have your answers. If you are truly intrigued, watch the time. We've lost about 45 days in the past 4 years. The shortening of days. This is why the Vatican is a sundial and also simultaneously a keyhole. Another thing, while I'm here, if you want the secret to everything, compare plasma next to brain cells. The sun plus moon are composed of plasma, simply light, not planets, and this is cemented in your psyche. Ponder the current whereabouts of where you, I, and humanity reside. Cheers! Baby, 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 yeah. Sorry, that hiss chant, it's just so infectious. To the esteemed members of the American Psychiatric Council, I am writing you to inquire about the significance of dreams in relation to one's mental health. I am aware there are many books purporting to contain the true meanings of dreams, but I have reservations about their legitimacy. I understand this is not usually done, but I would greatly appreciate your thoughts on my condition. Ever since I was young, I've had intensely vivid dreams. They only occur sporadically, but in them I witness strange events. I understand dreams can seem real at the time, but these feel markedly different. They do not occur often, perhaps only 1 or 2 a year. Last night I had one. I saw a small, empty town. It was utterly dark. There was a lake at its center. Shadows of people moved around me, muttering odd things. A bright light woke me up. I was screaming in my sleep. My wife had been shaking me for minutes before I woke. Because of the recent incident, I have decided to seek help. The doctor says I am physically fine, but I wanted to consult your expertise. Thank you for your valuable time. Yours very sincerely, Richard Bowker. Sounds like someone knows about Cauldron Lake. Just getting some sort of vision. Their elevator full of mail. Launch efficiency. Nothing to see up here. Launch efficiency. Still need executive sector kills. Yeah, that door was just straight up locked. That pneumatics tube totally murdered a guy. Book Club! Notes for Penny by B.L. Sampson. So, I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around, almost like a catchphrase, got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech, and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dogfight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed, not even halfway through the story, by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. That's not how Captain Lopez talked about his copy of Unless You. That was a young adult dystopia story. And weird. Described being killed by something being thrown by a gravitational force, kind of like the guy here that was killed by the force of the flying pneumatic tube. Weird. Weird. Yeah, think about it. Didn't that other person describe a grisly death that seems very much like a death succumbed to here? Probably no connection. Come on, Hiss, where the hell are y'all? Come on out, little hissy pissy. There we go. Yeah, more dead guys. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I wonder if it is possible to make this room any creepier. The way the tubes, like, form around these lights and droop down is very distressing to me. I have to say, I'm not a fan. By which I mean I am a fan. Because it is effective. Which is also why I'm not a fan. I'm a complicated person. Neat up in here. That's where Tomasi ran off to. I get to the hotline? Is there anything else in there? Definitely get the feeling this room is just here. Alright, well, that is about time I call it for the day. Just gonna go run and find a save point real quick. While I do, tune in tomorrow. Start of the show, first thing, we're gonna get to, let's just call it an incredible sequence. Let's just overhype it maybe a little bit. Call it one of the greatest sequences in a video game. That sounds fair. I'm not really even kidding or being hyperbolic. I actually believe this thing that I am saying. It's a doozy. And I don't think you'll want to miss it. So make sure you're here tomorrow at 1 for a fantastic episode of Control. If my memory isn't too far off, we may actually be running up the near... building shifts. Running up near the end of the main game. Of course, we still have some side content and DLC to go through. Which should fill most of our next week. All of this, of course, has been leading up to the release of Alan Wake, the sequel, which comes out next Friday. So stick around, stay tuned, come check that out. For now, let's go ahead and... here, turn in countermeasure. Or whatever. Extra constructs, we all set. Mods. Just don't like making mods until absolutely necessary.
I need the
Let's talk to Arish.
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My old ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss.
Old friends?
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Love Arish. Oh, hey, it's our weird bug friend.
I need the containment protocol.
Television proposal. Based on the success of America Overnight, we would like to propose the creation of a television series that presents superstition and skeptical thought as entertainment in order to popularize these concepts among the civilian population and create less resistance to redirecting information regarding public paranatural events. We can also use a solid media outlet to test paranatural concepts on civilian audiences, seeing how they react to certain facts presented as fiction, in the event that the Bureau ever decides to make certain realities public knowledge. There are various show licenses that we could purchase and reboot rather than starting from scratch. One particular property seems promising, especially considering its content and tone are precisely what we're looking for. It's called Night Springs, and has been off the air for a few years now.
For every altered item or object of power with an audio-related effect.
team to contact
I don't want to stop playing. That's really what's happening right now.
Tell him that the hiss work.
Hey, pneumatics are working.
So any countermeasures designed for similar altered items should be considered for field use.
I don't want to stop, but I need to. So here we are, stopping. As no one else here. Why do I need to stop? It's just about that time. I usually stop at around 4. Plus, we're about to hit a major exciting sequence in this game, and would rather try for it tomorrow. Maybe hype it up a little bit, get some folks watching, since right now it's a little quiet in here. But either way, I want to thank folks for hanging out with me today, swinging by and checking out some Troll, even if you're watching this later on our YouTube channel. Or on the VOD, feel free to check it out. And I hope to see you next time. Feel free to drop by our Discord, in the link in chat. We'd love to have you. We like to talk about random video game stuff. I know, another Discord. You already probably have so many if you're anything like me, but hey, check it out. We'd greatly appreciate it and love having you there. Other than that, hope you have a good rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow is the ever-coveted Friday. We're going to make it a good one, so hope to have you. Love y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.